start with Coach Mangini. We're talking Andrew Luck. So when the news of his retirement first broke, the team was actually in the middle of playing a preseason game. News spreading throughout the stadium in real time. Fans, upon hearing about their quarterback's decision, reacted in the moment, and it wasn't all pretty.
All that you've meant to the team and the city and the stunningness of the decision. Any reaction to the fans? Did you hear the reaction walk off the field?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say I heard the reaction. Yeah, it hurt. I'll be honest, Chap. It hurt.
Coach, what did you make of the fans booing Luck that night?
Well, this is one of the problems with having leaks in an organization and things getting out ahead of when you want to do it, because I'm sure this isn't the way they planned for this news to get out, and they would have had a much different environment if it had gone the way that they had hoped to in terms of making the announcement. I understand fans' reactions. I understand it in the sense that it's shocking and it's disappointing, and there's a level of anger, and they've been told he's coming back, and they've been told he's going to be there week 1, and they've been told this leg is getting better, and they're invested in him, or they feel invested in him, and it's hard to then take a step back in the moment and say, okay, this is what's best for his life. This is what's best for him long term. That's a much more mature, rational reaction, as opposed to when you just hear that news at a football game and you see him and you're shocked. I get it. I think if people take a step back, which they have subsequently, they realize that there's more to this.
Well, and listen, some of the commentary has been, oh, those aren't real fans. I disagree. Those might be some of the realest fans. Those are fans that are at a preseason game to the end. I mean, not a lot of there's some casuals, but a lot of those people probably season ticket holders. Those season ticket holders are financially upset as well. For the second time in 3 years, they bought their season tickets thinking Andrew Luck's going to play, and for the second time in 3 years, they're going to find out, oh, no, he's not. Now, I would hope most of those people, certainly upon seeing that press conference, hearing how ripped up he is about this, hearing what he's been going through personally, would have a lot more empathy than they showed in that moment. But I'm not going to kill those people for it, just like I didn't kill the Raptor fans that I thought did something far worse, which wasn't boo, but cheered an injury. Because I think a lot of those people, once they realized the severity of it, once they got away from the moment, they're like, oh, I really shouldn't have done that. And so I think it was an emotional, visceral reaction. We can't have people care so much about sports that shows like this exist, that 24-hour talk radio exists, that the prices to get in and the salaries are what they are, and then expect everyone to act with the utmost decorum and respect at all moments. It was unfortunate, and I feel badly that that's Andrew Luck's potentially last time he walks off that field is to that reception, but I also don't think it's an indictment on that fan base as a whole.
I mean, I don't have high expectations of fans. And I never attached my skill level to be able to play a sport with that fan as if they weren't only clapping because I could do that and do it at a high level. When we got booed at Ohio State first time I was there, 100,000, the coaching staff let us know. Like, you got to cheer for these people. They have been watching good football for a long period of time. So then when we went on the road, and we didn't play well, we got booed on the road. Now, once you come into pro sports, man, you're out of college. You're going to get criticized. A lot of shows like this going to criticize you, and the fans going to criticize you. But for me, I never got attached to that fandom. So to me, it doesn't bother me as much. I have low expectations for fans, and fans think if they're a fan of your sport, because they're a fan of that sport, and because they attend games, they think they can say anything to you. And that's why you have all these interactions, bad ones, in public with fans and athletes. So for me, no, they didn't let me down. That's my expectation for fans. My good friend Michael Irvin, he hurt his neck in Philadelphia on the AstroTurf. His career could have been over right there. They cheered. That's what I expect from them. When I was warming up for an Eagles game at home with Randall Cunningham, a guy in green was cussing him out, painted Eagles down. He was cussing him out before the game hadn't even started. It's my rookie year. That was my first fan experience. And then I went to New York with the Giants, and people were yelling, Norby. Because Norby Walters, I had signed with an agent. That had ended my college career. So I understand the relationship between fans and the guys on the field. So for me, I never distorted as if there's some love affair between me and them.
And there's a commodity element to this, and it happens like that. The people who participate in pro sports aren't really people necessarily. It's more just pieces in a puzzle, and you see it whether it's New England moving on from Drew Bledsoe or Lawyer Malloy or Richard Seymour, whoever. And a lot of fans applauded that because it was the right thing for the organization, and they were moving on. Or you see Eli Manning throws an incompletion in the first preseason game. Guys won 2 Super Bowls with the club, and he gets booed in the first preseason game. You know, coaches get fired, and people are high-fiving, and you forget that they have families and they have lives, and there's a much bigger picture. But to some degree, it gets commoditized, and that's the view.
For fans, there's often a thin line between that, what you're describing, and entertainment. And they're paying to come see a show, and they probably feel it's well within their right to react however they feel.
Well, why don't they react when Robert De Niro makes a bad film? They don't throw stuff, they don't say stuff to him when he's in public.
Because we dehumanize athletes.
Because it's all entertainment.
Right.
I mean, I see guys, they make bad albums. I don't see people throwing stuff at them and everything.
No, because we dehumanize athletes more than any of our other entertainers. There is a degree where, and I used the example earlier, if you pay to go to a Broadway show and right before you find out the lead isn't performing, people might boo, people might get upset. But athletes in particular, people feel, we have grown to feel entitled that we are. It's when people say, I pay your salary. You don't, but it's something that people say, and they feel like, for some people, they feel the athlete owes them their performance. They owe them they generate, the fan, for a lot of people, their happiness from their performance. So what Andrew Luck did by doing what he felt was best for him was took away, for some of them, their happiness. And the reaction was to boo them. But this is one of the reasons why, with the economics changing, why you see more athletes making decisions that are different in this generation than in past generations, because I think athletes are more aware of how fickle fans can be, and they have more power over the own rest of their lives. I mean, I don't bring this up often, but I think it's apropos to this. I watched in real time, in a 6-week period of time, an entire city turn on Coach. New York loved Coach Mangini at 7-3. The final 6 weeks went wrong, and everyone, all the things they had said that they swore were true, all of a sudden weren't. Nothing about him changed. Some quarterback play changed a little bit. They got unlucky a couple times. And so, people will like that, which is why, for athletes, to Chris's point, what are the 2 things you get from pro sports?
Money and memories.
Right. And accumulate as much as you possibly could. Andrew Luck decided, even though he could have accumulated a lot more money, that the memories he was about to accumulate were going to be more negative than positive. So he walked away. No one with the benefit of the lens of 24 hours, 48 hours can begrudge him that. At least I would hope.
All right. Not booing you, Coach. Thank you for joining us today, as always.
What changed? I probably gained some weight.
Nope, nothing changed. Coming up, who's in the driver's seat now in the AFC South? That's next on First Things First.
I have to take one of those.
I saved hundreds.